Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone. My name is Don. I'll be guiding you through your 75-minute Vinyasa PowerFlow class this morning. So I'd like you to grab a couple of blocks if you have them available and join me in a kneeling position on the mat, perhaps in Vajrasana, sitting on your ankles, or possibly with the ankles wider, perhaps one or two blocks, or sitting on the floor if that's more comfortable for you. Palms lightly resting on the knees. Close down the eyes. We'll take a deep breath in to arrive. Side out. We've just come back down into lockdown in Melbourne now. And for some, this is going to, we anticipate a bit of a trial, and it's not the easiest times. But we must remember that as a race, we understand this enemy, this virus, we know what's involved in getting through it. We know that we can contain it through social distancing and lockdowns. We know that we can defeat it with a vaccine. And we really have confidence that the human race, the accumulated wisdom of our species, can overcome this enemy one more time. We must remember that when we close our eyes and we arrive in this shala, the only reality that we have, the only true reality that we know to exist, is the one that exists in our minds, the way we choose to approach all of the external stimulus and maintain a sense of calm within. So with this in mind, I'd like you to cast your mind back 6 short months ago. Imagine it's a hot summer's day, you've walked into the shala, a room full of 40 smiling people in preparation for an energetic PowerFlow class. Just take a breath in to remind yourself what that feeling felt like. And exhale. So the sankalpa I propose for today is in the form of a mantra, an affirmation if you like, and it's I practice with joy and appreciation. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you sigh it out, say quietly in your mind, I practice with joy and appreciation. One more deep inhale. Exhale. I practice with joy and appreciation. So let's seal that sankalpa for the practice today by drawing our hands together in Anjali Mudra at the heart center. Take a deep cleansing breath in through the nose. Sigh it out one more time. Inhale from Sound of Om brings in our Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in and out through the nose, and slight constriction at the back of the throat to bring a whispering, wave-like sensation to promote a regular breathing, slow breath throughout our practice. So on your next inhale, blink the eyes open, raise the arms up overhead, and as we twist the torso to the right-hand side, bring the right hand, fingertips behind you. Exhale, the left hand down to the outside of the right knee. Inhale to lift the chin, lift the top of the head. On the exhale, twist to the right-hand side. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist. One more inhale, lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, feel the torso twist. Next inhale, raise the hands above the head, and we'll twist to the other side. Left fingertips behind you, back of the right hand outside the left knee. Inhale for length, exhale to twist. Inhale for length, exhale to twist. Deep inhale, raising up to the sky. Exhale to twist. On the next inhale, raise both hands up. Then on the exhale, twist the torso around to the right hand side. Bring the left arm down to 90 degrees, right fingertips to the floor behind you. Inhale for length, and on the exhale we'll fold forward, swing the left arm forward, raise the pelvis up off the heels, come into a dancing camel, just a gentle one to limber up. On the exhale, come forward, swing the both arms forward in front of you, left fingertips to the ground behind you, rise up, feel that arch through the back. Exhale, forward and down, both arms. Inhale, raise the left arm. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, raise the right arm. One more each side. Forward and down. Exhale, forward and down. And inhale to stretch. On the exhale, lower the pelvis. Roll over the knees. Come to Utthita Balasana in the center of the mat. We'll take a few cat-cows. On the inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, feel that beautiful arch through the back, or cat pose. On the exhale, let's raise the belly, dome the shoulders, dome the spine, gaze towards the thighs, for cow pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, drop the gaze, draw the belly up to the ceiling. Feel that beautiful stretch down the length of the back. One more inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, arch back. Exhale, drop the gaze, lift the belly, arching forward. Come back to neutral. And take a deep inhale, then on the exhale, lower the pelvis back to the heels. Let's come into Utthita Balasana. Extended child's pose. Now this is your resting pose that you can come to at any time during the class. And return whenever you're ready. Let's feel those hands now, starting to press down onto the mat. Let's engage Hasta Bandha, the hand lock, just to contain the prana throughout the body. Tips of the fingers spread wide, pressing down to the mat, palms pressing down, cupping the palm to feel a suction cup sort of sensation on the mat. On the next inhale, let's raise the pelvis, tuck the toes, and straighten the legs up to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's just pedal it out a few times. This might be your first down dog for the day. A few organic movements just to feel into the pose. Feel the hands pressing down. Start to engage Jalandhara now, the chin lock, as if you're holding a grapefruit between the chin and the chest. Let's come to stillness in your downward dog. Let's draw in Mula Bandha, drawing the perineum up into the body. Uddiyana Bandha, the space between the pelvic bone and the navel, drawing in towards the spine. And these two locks really maintain the strength in the core that supports you throughout the whole practice, through all of the asana. Then slowly draw the heels back towards the mat and start to engage Pada Bandha in the feet. Toes spread wide, balls of the feet spread wide, heels pressing down, inner arches of the feet drawing up through the calves. On the next inhale, let's lift the right foot to the sky for Ekapada Ardha Mukha Svanasana, three-legged dog. And on the exhale, draw the knee to the right knee to the right wrist. Inhale, raise it back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Raise it back up on the inhale. Exhale, right knee to right bicep. Rise up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to the left wrist. Inhale up. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale up. Right knee to the left bicep. Let's hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Exhale, knees to the nose. Inhale, rise it up, three-legged dog. Then on the exhale, bring the right foot down to meet the left foot, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Let's pedal it out one more time. Then so come to stillness. On the inhale, we'll raise the left heel to the sky. Toes dorsiflex to the face. foot facing down to the ground. Deep inhale for length, and on the exhale, left knee to left wrist. Rise it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Rise up. Exhale, right knee to left knee to left bicep. Rise it up. Stretching it out, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right wrist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, extend it up. Exhale, knee to right bicep. So hold it there for 3, 2, 1. Rise it up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, rise up. And on the exhale, left foot back to the mat. Let's pedal it out. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, step or walk the feet between the hands for Utthita Balasana, for Uttanasana. Inhale, it's half lift, Urdhva Uttanasana. If the fingertips reach to the ground, it's good. You can, if they don't reach, it's fine to keep the hands to the shins or even the thighs, but never on the knees. And this will be your forward fold going through for the rest of the practice. Otherwise, exhale, palms to the floor if possible, fingertips align with the toes. Then on the inhales, rise up, palms through heart center, eyebrow center, up to the sky for Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands down through eyebrow, heart, the sides of the body for Tadasana, mountain pose. We're going to start building the heat now. We're going to come through 5 rounds of Surya Namaskar A. Remember, you can take any variation of the flow in between each one. The first round we'll go through a gentle variation. On the inhale, hands together through heart center, eyebrow center, up to the ceiling, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, hands through eyebrow, heart, fold forward for Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to a high plank. Choose your variation here. Inhale to dome the shoulders. Exhale, everyone, gentle variation, first time. Exhale, drop the knees, untouch the toes, chin, chest, abdomen through. Raise the chin, raise the chest for Bhujangasana, Cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Inhale, hips back to, pelvis back to ankles. Tuck the toes. On the exhale, rise up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up, hands to heart, eyebrow up to the ceiling for Hasta Tadasana. Exhale for the second round. Hands to eyebrow, heart, fold forward, inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to a high plank. Inhale, your choice of flow. Either repeat the gentle variation or coming through Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and exhaling up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or float the feet forward between the hands. Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up, hands to heart, eyebrow up to the ceiling, Hasta Tadasana. On exhale for the second round, hands to eyebrow, heart, down to the floor, Uttanasana. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant the hands. Step, walk or float the feet back. Inhale to align. Exhale, your choice of flow. Exhaling to descend. Inhaling for the back bend. And exhaling, meeting back in Adho Mukha Svanasana on the exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, step forward, step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, up to the ceiling, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale for the third round. Hands to eyebrow, heart, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back. Inhale, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, your choice of flow. The simple variation, second variation, or the third variation, coming through a double chaturanga. On the inhale, bend the knees, chest to thighs, look forward, step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Inhale, Uttanasana, exhale, rise up at Urdhva Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands up through eyebrow, heart, up to the ceiling. Exhale for the fourth round, hands through eyebrow, heart, fold forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back. Inhale to align. Exhale, your choice of flow. Exhale to bend the elbows. Inhale for the back bend. Exhale, meeting back in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend the knees, chest to thighs, look forward, step, walk or float the feet forward between the hands. Inhale, Uttanasana. Exhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Rise up, hands to eyebrow, heart. And exhale for the fifth and final round through hands to eyebrow, heart. Frame the front foot. Inhale, look up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to a high plank. Inhale to align. Exhale, your choice of flow. Chaturanga Dandasana or Bhujangasana. Meeting back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. And let's hold there. Take a deep breath in through the nose. One Simha breath on the exhale. Open the mouth wide. One more inhale. Poke the tongue out. Open the mouth wide. Exhale. One more just like that. Inhale. The next inhale, bend the knees. Look forward, chest to thighs. Step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. And inhale, hands up through our heart, eyebrow up to the ceiling. Hastadasana. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart. Palms to the side of the body. Palms facing forward. Or Tadasana, the mountain pose. Toes touching, heels slightly apart unless you have ankle, knee or hip injury, in which case they can be a bit wider. Chin tucked, all the bandhas engaged. Pada bandha in the feet, drawing up through the shins. Mula bandha, drawing the perineum up into the body. Uddiyana bandha. Chest lifted, shoulders rolled back. Jalandhara bandha in the chin. Palms facing forward. Fingers outstretched and active, sparking the fingers down to the earth. I practice with joy and appreciation. Keep that Ujjayi breath flowing. Deep inhale, deep exhale through the nose. Let's come into 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar B now. On the next inhale, hands together at heart center, eyebrow up to the ceiling. Slight back bend if you have it. Exhale, hands to your eyebrow, heart, frame the fingertips to the ground, bend the knees, bring the hands to heart center. They remain there if you have shoulder, neck injuries or high blood pressure. Otherwise, raise the hands to eyebrow, heart. Raise the hands up to the sky for Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale for length. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Weight back on the heels. You should be able to see your toes. Glance down, see if you can see your toes over the tops of your knees. One more inhale. One more exhale. Go deeper. Inhale for length. On the exhale, straighten the knees, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to a high plank. Inhale to align. Exhale, 1 round of your flow. Gentle variation A, variation B with chaturanga, or variation C with double chaturanga. Meeting back in Adho Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, turn the left foot out 45 degrees, take it to the side of the mat, take it a little bit wider. And on the exhale, step the right foot through. And let's just pause here and try and maintain that alignment in the hips now. The hips should be facing directly to the front towards the mat. You may need to adjust your foot either wider out to the side of the mat, perhaps shorten your stance a bit, or possibly turning the left foot 45 or 90 degrees or even in line with the outside of the mat. Have a glance back at your left hip. Should be in a good alignment. On the inhale, engage your bandhas as you lift the torso, hands through heart, eyebrow up to the ceiling, or Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale for length, spark those fingers up to the sky. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, frame the front foot. Exhale, step the foot back, raise the heels on the back for a high plank, and inhale one round of your chosen flow. Either the gentle variation, variation 1 with chaturanga, or variation 2. Meeting back in Ardha Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, turn the right foot out, 45 to 90 degrees. Adjust your foot a little bit wider, as you did on the other side. Then on the exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. We'll pause here again, just to keep those hips aligned. Bring that right hip forward towards the front of the mat. Then on the inhale, engage the bandhas, hands rise up through heart, eyebrow, up to the ceiling, for Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Inhale for length, sparking the fingers up to the sky, sinking down into the stance. Exhale to sink a little bit deeper. One more inhale for length. Then on the exhale, hands together through eyebrow, heart, frame the front foot, step the left foot back to high plank, and one round of your chosen flow. Meeting back in Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On the inhale, bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Uttanasana, bend the knees, draw the fingers together from the heart center. If no injuries or high blood pressure, raise the hands for Utkatasana. Deep inhale for length, exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale for length. On the exhale, the second round, folding forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the feet, step, walk or float the feet back to high plank. Inhale to align. Exhale, your choice of flow. Gentle variation, chaturanga. Exhale, coming back, meeting back in Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, let's turn the left foot out, adjust your foot as before, slightly shorter perhaps or wider. Then on the exhale, draw the right foot between the toes. Inhale, rising up, Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale for length, exhale to sink deeper into the pose. One more inhale, exhale, frame the front foot. Inhale, draw the right foot back, adjust the feet, and your choice of flow. Inhale for back bend. Rising up. Remember to come pelvis back through heels if you're doing a gentle variation. Then on the inhale, let's take the right foot out 45 degrees, 45 to 90 degrees. Exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. And on the inhale, rising up, Virabhadrasana 1. Check the alignment of the right hip on the inhale. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. Inhale. On the exhale, fold forward, frame the front foot. Draw the left foot back to high plank. Inhale, your choice of flow. Exhale, pelvis to heels if you're doing a gentle variation, rising up to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, step, walk or float the feet between the hands. Exhale, inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana, exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend the knees, fingertips to the ground, rising up to finding your seat. Hands can remain at heart center or raise them up above the head for Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale for length, exhale, sink a little bit deeper. One more lift, sparking the fingers to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, straighten the legs, fold forward for Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Uttanasana. For the final round, exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to high plank. Inhale to align, exhale, your choice of flow. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, chaturanga. Going back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, left foot out 45 degrees. Exhale, bring the front foot forward. Inhale, rise up, hands to eyebrow, heart up to the ceiling for Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale for length. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper, feeling that left hip drawing forward. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, fold forward, frame the front foot. Send the right foot back to high plank. Exhale, your choice of flow. Inhale, pelvis to heels. Exhale, rising up to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. On the inhale, let's turn the right foot out 45 degrees. On the exhale, step the left foot through. Inhale, rising up, Virabhadrasana 1. Hands to eyebrow, heart, up to the ceiling. On the exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, fold forward, frame the front foot. Send the left foot back, just the feet coming to a high plank. Then inhale, one last round of full flow. Exhale, bend the elbows. Back bend, rising back, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Well done. Let's pause here. We'll take 3 Simha breaths again. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth wide and exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. One more breath. Inhale. Open the mouth wide. Poke out the tongue. And on the inhale, bend the knees, gaze forward, chest to thighs, step, walk or float the feet forward. Uttanasana, inhale, over Uttanasana, exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, inhale, rise, Utkatasana, find your seat. Hands either to the heart center or rise them up for Utkatasana. And on the inhale, straighten the legs, rise up for Hasta Tadasana, exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, the side of the body, palms facing forward for Tadasana. Try to straighten your mat there, Emily, please. And breathe. Remember your Sankalpa. I practice with joy and appreciation. We'll come into a standing series now. Move a bit closer to the front of your mat perhaps. And on the inhale, draw the hands together at heart center, eyebrow raising to ceiling, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward to Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift to Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, step the feet back to Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. On the inhale, raise the right leg, 3-legged dog, Ekapada Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, rotating the right hip up towards the sky, but keeping the right shoulder down so the shoulders are in line. Perhaps gaze between the fingers just to check your alignment. Beautiful adjustment, Emily. Inhale. On the exhale, straighten the front leg, straighten the top leg again. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Then windmill the hands up to Virabhadrasana 2, adjusting the back foot. So the hands, the knees, the heels, all in one straight line. Gaze, choose your drishti here. Gaze either across the middle finger of the right hand or wherever's available to you. Inhale, exhale, sink deeper. On the inhale, flip the front palm, stretch it forward, and then exhale, up and over the body. Left hand can either go down the back of the thigh, as Emily has done, or you can draw it around behind you for a half bind. Feel that beautiful stretch on the inhale as the fingers reach away from the heels. Keep that bend in the front leg. And on the exhale, let's straighten that front leg for Viparita Trikonasana. Now we're going to be coming into a rotated Trikonasana here. We'll come through in a couple of breaths. So on the inhale, let's windmill the right arm down to the hip as you draw the left hand up to the sky. Rotate the hips forward, keeping the feet exactly where they are. Then on the exhale, let's fold forward, left hand to the outside of the right foot. Inhale, raising the right arm for Parivrtta Trikonasana. Let's take a deep breath in here. Deep breath out. On the inhale, bring the palms to keep the twist. Bring the palms to the heart center as you bend the front leg and come into Parivrtta Anjaneyasana. Lift the heel off the back, lift the left heel up for Parivrtta Anjaneyasana. Rotated high lunge. Inhale here, exhale. On the inhale, bring the weight onto the right foot, keeping that rotation. Draw the left foot up beside the right foot. So you come into a rotated chair, Parsva Bakasana, side chair. From here you may choose to open your wings, left hand to the floor, right hand to the sky. Inhale here, choose your drishti. Once again you can look up to the fingertips if that's available, you can look down to the ground. Inhale, palms together. On the exhale, rotate forward, come straight back into your chair pose, Utkatasana. Once again, weight back on the heels, should be able to see your toes over your knees. Inhale, lift the arms. The tailbone tucked down towards the ground. Then on the inhale, let's bring the hands out to the side, and then bring the left elbow underneath the right elbow. We come into Garudasana arms. And on the inhale, let's bring the weight onto the right foot, keeping the knees bent, and bring the left leg over the right leg to come into Garudasana. Inhale, exhale, go deeper. Raise those elbows on the inhale, exhale deeper. Then on the inhale, keeping the bind in the hands, rise up, straighten the right leg, and send the left leg back and up behind you for standing splits. Try and maintain that bind for as long as you can. If it's available, the fingertips can touch the ground, or at any time, you just bring your fingertips to the ground for a standing splits. Beautiful, Emily. Make it look easy. Now bring the fingertips to the floor. Lower the left leg down to the ground to meet the right. Inhale, look up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward for Uttanasana. Plant the hands, Inhale, look forward, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step walk or float the feet back to a high plank. Inhale to align. Exhale, one round of your chosen flow. Either the gentle variation or coming through Chaturanga. On the next inhale, let's draw the left leg up to the ground for three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip, keep those shoulders level. Good. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, step it through between the hands on the exhale. Then on the inhale, windmill the arms up to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale for length. Check your alignment. Heels, knees, shoulders all in one line. Exhale, sink deeper. And on the inhale, reverse your warrior. And flip the front palm, back, sweeping it over the sky. Hand either down the right thigh or tucked around behind to grab the top of the left thigh. Next inhale, straighten the front leg for a Parivrtta Trikonasana, extended reverse triangle pose. Now once again we're coming into a rotated Trikonasana. So take a deep inhale for length. Exhale, windmill the arms, left hand to the hip, right hand to the sky. Inhale, rotate the hips as you fold forward, bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot. Then on the inhale, raise the left hand for Parivrtta Trikonasana, rotated triangle pose. Inhale here, feel that beautiful twist through the body. Then on the exhale, draw the palms together, keeping that twist, and bend into the front leg for a rotated Anjani Asana, raising that right heel off the ground. Deep inhale, deep exhale. On the next inhale, bring the weight onto the left foot, keeping that twist, draw the right foot up to meet the left. Open the arm, open your wings if you like. Right hand to the outside of the left foot, left hand up to the ceiling. Choose your gaze either down, could be forward, neutral to the side, or it could be up to the fingertips if that's available to you. Then on the exhale, palms together. Inhale, come out of the twist and rise up to Utkatasana. Toes touching, slight gap in the heels. Inhale for length. Exhale, draw the right arm underneath the left. grab the hands in Garudasana arms. Bring the weight onto the left foot. I'm sorry, I've got the wrong arm. So let's unwind the hands again, bring them up to the sky.
That's right.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Same as last time. I mean, different to last time.
On the inhale, bring the weight onto the left foot, raise the right leg, and wrap it round the left leg. Sink deeper. Then on the inhale, raise the elbows up as high as you can. Choose your drishti, maintain balance. Exhale, sink deeper. Inhale, exhale. On the inhale, unwrap, keeping the bind in the hand, unwrap the leg, straighten the left leg, stretch the right leg out behind you. On the exhale, fold forward, maintaining the bind as long as you can, and come into standing splits. Beautiful. One more inhale. And on the exhale, bring the right foot down to meet the left. Inhale, rise up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step walk or float the feet back to high plank. Inhale to align. On the exhale, 3 rounds of your chosen flow. Reading back in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Just pedal out your dog again. Body's warming up, the Anyi building, the tapas in the body. Sympathetic nervous system is starting to kick in, the heart is pumping, blood's flowing, prana is moving through your body. Let's take 3 rounds of Simha breath once more. Inhale through the nose, open the mouth. Inhale through the nose, sigh out. One more inhale, and one more exhale. On the inhale, raise the right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, gaze forward, open the hip. Option to flip your dog. On the exhale, go low, draw the right foot to the ground. Inhale, rise up, arching the back. Try to keep the tips of the toes in line. And on the exhale, roll back to 3-legged dog. Right leg lifted to the sky. On the exhale, step it through between the hands. And windmill the hands up on the inhale, up to Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, lean forward, flip the front palm. Inhale, exalt. Inhale, straighten the front leg for Viparita Trikonasana. Now this time you can either we're coming into the rotated Trikonasana again. You can either do it in the 3 breaths as we did before, or you can just windmill the arms through a complete circle. Bring the left hand to the outside of the right foot for a Parivrita Trikonasana. I love that move. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, bring the palms to heart center. Bend into the front knee for a Parivrita Anjaneyasana, a rotated high lunge. On the exhale, gaze down to the front foot. Place the left hand down about a foot in front of your foot. We're going to rise up into Parivrita Ardchandrasana, rotated high crescent. The gaze can be down the floor, can be forward, or it can be up to the top hand if that's available to you. Then on the exhale, bend back into the front knee as you slowly lower the left foot back to the ground. Coming back into a rotated Anjaneyasana. Inhale, bring the weight onto the right foot as you draw the left foot forward to meet it, to come into a rotated chair. From here, you can choose to open your wings, or you may choose to place your hands to the floor, come up to a side crow. That's a Parsva, that's available to you. If you're in the handstand, you can bring the feet back to the ground, come back into your rotated chair. If you have your arms wide, bring the prayer back to the center, and rise up, Utkatasana. Chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs, fold forward, hands to the floor for Uttanasana. Inhale, look up, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the hands, step, walk or float the feet back to high plank. Inhale, one round of your flow. Your body should be getting nicely warmed up by now. Just one more round to go on the left hand side. Raise the left leg up to the sky for Ekapada Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Open the hip on the exhale. Inhale, and on the exhale, if you choose to flip your dog, left foot to the floor, getting that beautiful opening all the way through the front body there. Tips of the fingers stretch towards the front of the room. Pelvis rising up as high as you can. Then on the inhale, come back to three-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot through between the hands. Windmill the arms up to Virabhadrasana 2. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. On the exhale, flip the front palm, lean forward, sweep it across the ceiling for Viparita Virabhadrasana. Inhale, straighten the front leg for Viparita Trikonasana. Then we can either come back into the rotated triangle through the 3 breaths, or in one move, rotate, swing the arms down, windmill them through a full circle as you rotate the hips forward. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left foot for Parivrita Trikonasana. Inhale, palms to the center, heart center. Bend the front leg for a rotated high lunge, lifting the right heel from the ground. You can choose to open your wings here if you like. And on the exhale, bring the prayer back to heart center. Bring your gaze down to your right foot. Place your right fingertips to the ground, about a foot in front of your right foot. We're going to rise up into rotated triangle, rotated half moon pose. Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Gaze to the floor, out to the side, or up to the fingertips if that's available to you. Inhale here. And on the exhale, slowly lower your back foot, coming back into the rotated Anjaneyasana, Parivrita Anjaneyasana. Bring your weight onto the left foot. And on the inhale, draw the right foot up to meet it. Beautiful. You can choose here, you might want to open your wings again, or you might want to place the hands onto the floor. One more time to come into a side crow. Very nice. And on the exhale, come back into a side crow. Draw your wings back in, palms together if you have them extended. And on the inhale, face forward, raise the hands up, keeping the knees bent, sink back into the heels for Utkatasana. After that. On the inhale, rise up. Hasta. Exhale, hands to eyebrow, heart, and side of body. Tadasana. Well done. Quite a strenuous series we have there. Quite challenging. But I think it's always good to have a challenge in your krama. Even if you can't do it, you're building the strength to be able to do it the next time. So whatever you do benefits your body, even if you can't come into the full pose. So let's breathe here. And remember, Asankalpa one more time. I practice with joy and appreciation. Even when you're in the middle of the last chair pose, your body's aching, your muscles are shivering. just remember, it's a beautiful summer's day outside. You're in a room with 40 friendly people. You're breathing deeply. It's warmth and sweat on your body. You have joy of being there. You have the appreciation of what your body is capable of. You appreciate just being in the room, in the space. And all of this is just happening in your mind, and you can return to this frame of mind at any time. On the next inhale, bring the hands to heart center. Rise up, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, fold forward for Uttanasana. I don't know what to do here. Let's walk or float the feet back to high plank. And inhale, we'll take one round of flow. Leading back in Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale for length. And on the exhale, lower the knees to the ground, untuck the toes, bring the pelvis back to the heels, arms out in front for Utthita Balasana. Back into your rest pose. Let's take a deep breath in here. Sigh it out. One more breath in. One more breath out. Just continue breathing. Feel the blood flowing. On your next inhale, start to raise up to a seated position on your heels, coming into Vajrasana. Thought I'd like to throw in another challenge pose at this stage. It's a very difficult pose, but even just as I said, just practicing it will help you build the strength to be able to do it in the future if you can't attain it at the moment. Ideally, we'd like to have one block on either side. I could dedicate a whole class to this, but or possibly 2 blocks if you had them available to you. But it doesn't really matter. If you place the palms of your hands about halfway down your shins, dome your shoulders to try and give yourself as much height as you can. We're coming into Lolasana, pressing down on the hands, arms straight. It's important to get your core, all of your bandhas engaged, your thigh muscles, your calves, everything is involved in this pose. Pressing down the hands as you straighten the arms and try and raise the legs up off the floor. This appears to be a lot more difficult for women due to their heavier, wider pelvis structure and lack of, or the lower arm strength. But it's certainly achievable to everyone if you practice this pose. And the reason I bring that up, we're coming into Dandasana, and as an option, it's possible to come up into Lolasana, and after that you could come through to an elevated staff pose. But if that's not available to you, I welcome you to try. Or I can... Emily can almost do it. She's got a bit of lockdown body. If that's not available to you, just roll the hips down the side, swing your feet out in front, and come into Dandasana. On the inhale, let's bend the knees, lift them up to Dandasana, or either keep the feet on the ground, draw the hands out in front. You can raise the feet up to a Ardha Navasana or come into a full Navasana if that's available to you. And then we're just going to lower back for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. On the inhale, bend the knees, draw the feet towards you. Bring the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Scooch the hips across to the right slightly and draw the knees down to the left-hand side. Arms wide. With a beautiful twist after those forward bends. Jusha Drishti can be up to the ceiling, it might be over to your right fingertips. And just relax into the pose. Deep inhale, deep exhale. One more inhale. One more exhale. On the next inhale, draw the knees back up, press both feet to the floor, and then cross your right ankle over your left. Is that right? Yep. Deep breath in, and then on the exhale, scooch the hips across to the left-hand side slightly, and then rotate the knees down to the floor. The left knee down to the floor. Gaze can be up to the ceiling, in neutral position, or across to your left hand. And just breathe here. On the next inhale, draw the knees back up to neutral. Uncross the feet, both feet to the floor. Place your hands down beside your bodies, palm facing down. Try to draw your ankles in until you can touch them if that's available to you. We're coming into 2 rounds of back bend. We're going to come through an unsupported bridge followed by a full wheel. You can choose, if you prefer a gentle variation, you can just come into a supported bridge now by placing 1 or 2 blocks at any of the 3 heights available to underneath your pelvis, just to give a more gentle variation. Otherwise, press down on the hands, press down on the feet, and on the inhale, raise the pelvis up to the sky. As you exhale, draw the hands together, clasp the fingers if that's available, and press them down to the ground, shuffling the shoulders back underneath. Inhale to raise the pelvis. Exhale, keep it raised. On the inhale, we'll do a couple of foot lifts. So raise the right foot up to the ceiling on the inhale. Exhale, place it back down. Inhale, left foot rises. Exhale, down. Keeping the pelvis lifted. Inhale, raise the right foot. Keep it raised. On the inhale, draw the pelvis up. Try and push the heel up onto the ceiling. Exhale, keep the pelvis lifted as you lower the foot down again. Raise the right foot on the inhale. Doing a lot of inhales. Exhale, on the inhale, raise the heel up to the ceiling. Keeping the pelvis lifted, lower the left leg. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, release the grip of the hands, slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll the spine back to the floor. We won't neutralise now. We're going to come back into a round of, you can either come through another round of unsupported bridge, as we just did, or I'll be guiding you through a full wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana. If you're coming with me, inhale, the hands up beside the shoulders, fingertips towards the shoulders, up beside the ears. Take a deep exhale. Then on the inhale, push on the hands, push on the feet, raise the pelvis up to the ceiling. Emily does this so easily. I certainly wish I could do that. Pressing the chest through between the hands. Try and straighten those front legs if possible. Beautiful straight arms. That is the perfect Urdhva Dhanurasana. One more inhale. Then on the exhale, tuck the chin, lower the pelvis back down to the floor. Take the feet to mat width, let the legs fall in, and let's just windscreen wiper the legs. One knee after the other falls to the ground. Then coming to stillness, straighten the legs out. We're coming into an inversion now. I'm going to guide you through Viparita Karani and then onto a shoulder stand. If you just want to take a gentle inversion, you could once again place a block under the hips here, just straighten the legs up to the ceiling for Viparita Karani. In fact, let's everybody now just draw the feet straight up to the ceiling, Viparita Karani, tucking the tailbone down towards the bottom of the mat. Inhale for length. If you're staying here, you may choose to place that block under your pelvis here. Otherwise, let's roll back, feet back to the floor above your head for Halasana, plow pose. Raising the pelvis up off the ground. Draw the shoulders, draw the elbows in towards each other. Roll those shoulders in together. Clasp the fingers to really get those shoulders pulling in. Then on the exhale, unclasp the fingers, bring the hands to the spine. Walk them a hand span down towards the shoulder blades. Then on the inhale, raise the feet up. Preferably 2 feet together. Toes dorsiflexed. Beautiful. You're trying to achieve one beautiful line from the shoulders all the way up through the heels, as if you were standing on the ceiling. And breathe. I practice with joy and appreciation. On your next exhale, bring the toes back to the floor behind you for Halasana. If you like, you can bend the knees down to the side of the ears for Kanapidasana, deaf man's pose. If you're in Kanapidasana, you could reach the hands around to grasp the thighs, the toes, or under the side of the feet. Really draw those knees in towards your ears. It's possible, if you're flexible enough, to block both ears, and then you'll never come out of it because you won't hear me. Then on the inhale, straighten the legs if you're in Kanapidasana. Everybody roll out slowly. If you're in Viparita Karani, take the block out and roll the heels back to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae down the spine, and then slowly lowering the feet back down to the floor. Draw the knees into the chest now. Give yourself a big hug. Bring the forehead to the knees. Roll backwards and forwards, whatever feels good for you. And then rolling forward and coming into a comfortable seated position to Sukhasana at the front of the mat. Close down the eyes, hands on the knees, a mudra of your choice if you like. And let's just appreciate the time that we have here. Let's blink the eyes open, hands to the heart center, raise them up to the ceiling. We'll just do a couple more twists. Twist the torso to the right hand side, left hand to the outside of the right knee. Inhale for length, exhale to twist. Inhale the hands up, exhale, twisting to the other side. Inhale the hands up. Let's straighten the left leg out. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Right hand behind you. Left hand to the sky. Folding, twisting to the left. Inhale up. Straighten both legs. Put the other knee in. Hand behind you. Inhale the left hand to the sky. Rotating to the left hand side, the right hand side, sorry. Inhale back up. Straighten both legs. Scooch back to the center of your mat. And rolling back once more onto the spine. Let's bring the palms, the fingertips together underneath the pelvis. Shuffle your shoulders from side to side. Bury the elbows underneath the back. Point the toes. And on the inhale, press down on the elbows, lift the torso right up as if you're sitting on your palms. Then on the exhale, let's lean back. If it's available to you, you can drop the head behind you. The crown of the head can rest onto the ground. If it's available to you, you may choose to tighten the torso, tighten the bandhas, lift the feet off the ground. The Matsyasana, the fish pose. Exhale, lower the feet. Inhale, lift the chin to the chest and then slowly fold back. Inhale, the knees into the chest. Raise the feet up to the sky, grasping the outer edges of the feet. Draw the knees down into the armpits. Possibly rock from side to side. Ananda Balasana. You may choose to straighten one leg. Draw it back into the centre. Straighten the other leg. Draw it back into the centre. Possibly straighten both legs. And then drawing the knees back into the heart. Grasp them. Grasp the back of the calves. Roll forward 3 or 4 times and then come back up into a seated position. I invite you as you go into Sankalpa to possibly consider coming up with your own affirmation, your own mantra applicable to yourself. It should be in the present tense. You say that I do this rather than I will do this. It should be personal. The only person you can affect in this world is yourself. You can't affect other people, so it has to be a personal thing for you, something that you would like to achieve in your life. And it has to be positive. You must say, I do this, not I won't do this anymore. And I'd like you to consider this through your Sankalpa, through your Shavasana this evening. So keeping the eyes closed, let's spin the feet around to the other end of the mat and slowly lay back, one vertebrae at a time, feet to mat width, feet falling out, arms to the side of the body, palms facing upwards. Closing down the eyes. Let's take a deep breath in, side out. One more deep breath in, side out. We sink back into Shavasana, the corpse pose. Sankalpa isn't just a 30-second introduction to your practice, but rather a part of you that is inseparable. It is your mantra. It is your focal point. It is you. Slowly bring your awareness back into the room. Take a deep breath. Sigh out through the nose. Bring some movement into the fingers, movement into the toes. On the next inhale, stretch the arms up above the body. Stretch the toes out away from you. Take a beautiful big morning stretch. And on the next exhale, roll to your favourite side, bending the knees into the chest. Let's take a few breaths here just to return into the room. Next inhale, push yourself up to a seated position with your free hand. If you've thought about your Sankalpa, your personal Sankalpa, remember to carry this with you beyond the studio. And remember to maintain this feeling that you had that beautiful summer's day in that crowded yoga studio, sharing the experience with a room full of friendly people. And these times will return. Until then, let's bring the hands to the heart center. Anjali Mudra. We'll close the practice in the same way that we began. One round of Om. Deep inhale through the nose. Side out. One more inhale for Om. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste.